All right, let's get into here. All right, welcome to this. So yeah, we already talked about all of this crap. We don't need to go into that. Blah, blah, blah. So first off, we will be working on classes. So essentially classes, as I said, are advanced objects. So if you remember from the last course, we were looking at objects and we had like we could have, I think we did getters and setters. I don't specifically remember, but we had like methods and properties on objects, and you had this thing called, what do they call it? They didn't call it a construct. They had a factory. They called it a factory. So like robot factory would return a robot, right? Well, essentially, that's what classes are. The class is a factory that builds other things. So what that thing is that builds it. The factory is essentially the constructor, which is a function that generates your object. Okay. So as you can see here, this is a dog class. Okay. And you pass in a name into the constructor, and it says this.name equals name, and then this.behavior equals 0. Okay. This isn't great code in my opinion. Basically is trying to abstract name and behavior behind a getter. I'm going to zoom in, not out. I'm going to zoom in so you can really see what I'm saying. I don't really like this. This is kind of weird. I only do that under like special circumstances if I don't want the user to be altering the name specifically, or I want it to call other things, create some sort of side effects. This is generally not good practice, because if you create class dog, and you'll see in a second, but const d equals new dog hi, or I'll just say Dave or something. Okay, d.name will return name, or which is this, whereas d.name will also return this because you're setting that property. But whatever, that's just kind of neither here nor there. So the next exercise, you'll learn about classes. Spend the time identifying similarities. Yeah, okay. We used to create our Halley object in the instructions below. Am I supposed to do anything? Okay, no, I'm not. So const Halley equals new dog Halley. Okay. Statement below. So basically, these do the exact same thing. That's what they're trying to demonstrate here. Comes in the class constructor, and then console.log all of this crap. So I'm just going to copy and paste this into here. Run. So you can see that this method changes this.behavior, and you can read, you can see what's happening. So you get this name, and here's the thing. If I do these underscores like they have here, it'll do the exact same thing. I really don't like how they're doing this getter. You don't need those. It is, in my opinion, not great practice to do that. But anyway, there's special circumstances where you really want to do that, and this isn't one of them. All right, so let's go to the next thing. So this thing is called the constructor, which is basically the factory that we were looking at before. Basically, it's a function that runs that generates your object, okay? So let's create an empty class named surgeon. So class surgeon, okay? That's all we need in order to create an empty class, okay? So then it's going to ask us to create a constructor. So constructor, which takes in, which is a function. So you need to have those parentheses, and it accepts two parameters, name and department. Name, department, okay? So now I've got that, and then inside there, create name and department properties, and set them equal to your input. So this.name equals name, this.department equals department. So all this is the object itself. So similar to how you had like const surgeon factory, and it was like name department, and it would return object name department. what this is referring to is that object, okay? So anytime you're inside of a class and you see this, it is talking about that object specifically, okay? So basically what the class is generating. Okay. So now we have that. Great. So if I say console.log new surgeon, Dave thing, doesn't matter. Oh, I keep hitting save. I'm so used to hitting save. I run that, you can see it has created a class, the name of Dave, department of thing. Great. So now that what we just created is an instance of that class. Okay. So basically, if I can create multiple instances of a class and they will not interact with each other. So we have the surgeon, and I'm going to set the name to const a equals new surgeon, and then I'm going to pass that in there, that comma, oops, comma, that, oops, that, and then it wanted me to set that to a constant name that. Great. So if I run that, create an instance of the next class. This is not great. Const surgeon Jackson equals new surgeon, and then it'll be Ruth Jackson, boink, comma, boink. Okay. So this is important because now these two things will not interact with each other. So I'm just going to run that, but I'm just going to call it A and B for now. So if I console.log A and console.log B, you can now see what went wrong here. Oh, I misspelled console. So as you can see here, you have two different things. If I change A, if I say a.name equals something else, you can see if I log those two things again, Control-C-V, if I run that, you can see something else, but this remains the same. Ruth Jackson, so Francesco Romero, something else, this does not change. So these are instances of this class, okay? If you come from other programming languages, that was all completely useless to you because you would know that, but that's all right. So we will get into methods in the next thing.